you just want me to?
The Arlington National Cemetery was not always a cemetery, but once a mansion and a plantation. That plantation was built and finally created in 1818 and was owned by Mary Lee, the wife of Robert E. Lee, the famous Confederate general of the South during the Civil War. This mansion was inherited by Mary Lee from her grandfather, George Washington Parke Custis, who was the step-grandson of George Washington, our first president of America. During the Civil War, Robert sent multiple letters to Mary insisting that she would go to safety at one of her relatives' plantations in fear of the war that would come to them. And Mary would agree and would go to her aunt's plantation. And near the end of 1861, the Union Army, which fought for the North of America, would take the house as a base and headquarters. And once the war did die down, the Lee still had many obstacles to face, especially with taxes and money. And in 1864, the house was taken away by the U.S. government for $26,800, which is about $510K in today's money in 2023. The house was then soon converted near the end of 1864 into a cemetery due to the high casualties of the Civil War by Montgomery C. Meigs. And the first to be buried in this newly renovated cemetery would be William Chrisman, who died on May 11th, 1864 of peritonitis and inflammation of the abdominal wall. Montgomery C. Meigs would also be buried in the Arlington Cemetery, who died from pneumonia in Washington and was buried along with his father, wife, and son. Along decades, many other people, including famous presidents, politicians, and secretaries, would also be buried here that fought in wars or served this country. And 2 U.S. presidents would also be buried here. And those two would be William Howard Taft, which would also be the fattest president, and John F. Kennedy. Taft's funeral would be on March 11, 1930, while John F. Kennedy's funeral here would be November 25th, 1963. Also, the most known people to be buried in the Arlington National Cemetery would be Audie Murphy, and he did fight in World War II, and against hundreds of German soldiers under attack and sieged in fear of losing his squad and his life. He was able to gun down over 100 German soldiers by himself along a flaming tank with a machine gun. And that gave him the Medal of Honor, and he died in a plane crash on May 28, 1970. And there are now over 400,000 soldiers buried here over the 624-acre land. And also soon we'll also be going to lay the wreath in the tomb of the unknown soldier in honor of those who we do not know the identity of. So while you're here, remember to pay respect and be able to be patient and quiet.
Good job.